Hello everyone, this is Starry Ari's ASMR. I am Ari, and today I have a microphone here that I would like to test. I usually record all of my videos just with my phone's microphones, and I think that it tends to do pretty well. But there have been a few video ideas that it would be nice to be able to have my phone a little bit further away to get a bigger shot, but then still be able to have a microphone to pick up all those lovely noises. And this microphone I got for very cheap. I think it was like $25, something like that. So it was a very cheap microphone, but I thought that it might at least do the trick where I need it to. And I want to test it today with a few different sounds. I want to start with my usual soft spoken, and then I would like to transition into a little bit of a whisper, just because I'm curious how much this picks up. And I also have a couple of brushes off to the side that I would love to try and do some mic brushing. This is one of my favorite triggers, and I just had never been able to figure out a way to do it with my phone and have the setup be right. So I am interested to try that out. And this microphone is obviously very new to me, so I'm still figuring out the settings. And right now I have some headphones in to try and monitor it, but I don't know exactly how well that is going to work. So this microphone has just like the normal microphone top here. And it works best if the noises or the voice are coming directly at it. So that is a little bit of a drawback with this microphone. And it does have a noise reduction feature, but I tried to use it and it sounded really, really strange to me. And at first I thought that it was just the microphone, and I thought, like, you know, it's a $25 microphone, of course it's not going to sound good. And then I turned off the noise reduction, and to me it like immediately sounded better. So I think that means though that it might pick up lots of extra background noise, extra sounds of me moving around, maybe my clothing, the chair that I'm sitting in, all of that stuff. But I'm hoping that maybe my voice, and especially my whisper, I'm hoping that those kind of come through a little bit more and a little bit cleaner, a little bit crisper than my phone's microphones. So I would love your feedback. Now, I honestly am probably just going to stick with my phone's microphones for most of my videos because, to be completely transparent, it's just so much easier for me. It's really nice to be able to just set up my phone on my little tripod stand and not have to mess around with an external mic, not have to make sure everything's recording, get the angles right. I'd also need to figure out a setup for this mic, especially with most of my videos being kind of overhead shots like this. So fear not if you really enjoy my usual sound quality. I'm honestly probably going to stick with that because it's just so much easier for me to deal with. But this is just kind of like a good tool for me to have in my little ASMR toolbox. And I think I want to try and brush the bare microphone. And just generally see how that sounds. Now this microphone I don't believe has the capacity for stereo, so like individual audio channels or like ear to ear. I believe that this is all just one. So that is a little bit of a drawback because my phone does record in like Omni sound or whatever that's called. I think mic brushing is like one of my favorite triggers. And I've been really sad about not being able to do it. I also had to dig out my headphones to plug them in because all of my normal headphones are Bluetooth. And this microphone only has the capability to do a headphone jack. And so I had to dig around in my electronics drawer and find this old pair of headphones that I actually got for free on a flight. I believe it was like a Delta flight or something. And they were passing out free earbuds, and I was like, sure, I'll grab a pair for like the in-flight movies. And I don't think these are the best quality, but I can at least hear myself and the sounds on the microphone. And I did try out briefly. My husband let me borrow his really nice plug-in headphones and tried those briefly when I turned on the microphone and kind of was trying to figure out how everything worked. And it sounded great through those. But there was a bit of like fuzz and background noise, so we'll see how much of that kind of picks up through here. And this microphone also came with this little foam cover, and this foam cover is to help protect the microphone from like vocal pops. So when I am editing back a lot of my footage, I oftentimes have to do quick little audio edits of some of my P's and T's because they pop really loud in the mic, even when I'm not specifically trying to. It just is the way that I talk, I think. And this is supposed to help reduce that. So I thought I wanted to try the brushing without it first. Then I'm going to put this on, and then I will try the brushing again with this. And we'll hear the general sound quality, hear how it is. Okay, so my microphone now has the little foam cover, and I am hearing some dogs barking outside, and I know for sure that my phone's microphone would pick that up, and I'm wondering with this one being more like directional, if it won't, so we'll see how that is. It would be lovely if it didn't, but I think I also wanted to mess around with the gain of this microphone, so I don't really know too much about sound engineering or microphones at all, but my understanding is that the gain is kind of like the volume or the sensitivity of the microphone, and I have it like right in the middle right now. So I did want to kind of mess around with that, turn it up, turn it back down to kind of where it's at now, see if anyone has any particularly strong opinions about what they like more or less. And I also recognize this is probably an incredibly boring video, but for anyone that does watch it and gives me feedback, I truly, truly appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Alright, so let me go ahead and try brushing this mic cover. Oh, that does sound a bit different than just brushing directly on the microphone. I wonder what that is called, like the metal, almost like the cage or something. Like, I'm sure it has like an actual official title and name. But like the metal piece of the microphone underneath this cover, it sounds a bit different when that's brushed versus this foam cover. I can't really brush very well with my left hand. I really hope that the sound of this when I'm actually editing back with my good headphones, that the sound is okay enough, because honestly, if it's not, I'm just not even gonna post this. Like, if it wouldn't be something that I would ever want to use in my videos, then, like, you know, it is what it is. But honestly, for how cheap I got this microphone, I'm not gonna be too bothered if that's the case. Also going to try this really small brush. I'm really curious if the hand brushing sounds will come through, because I also love hand brushing videos. Like very light, like hand touches and hand movements. I think that it's very like relaxing and just mesmerizing for me to watch. So let's go ahead and try this very small brush. So it is a bit different than the very big and fluffy brush. I also just realized I forgot to turn off my air conditioning, and I'm actually filming this quite late, but it's still very, very hot out, and we haven't quite like gotten settled for bed yet, so we wanted to drop our AC a little bit from our normal daytime temperature to get it ready for us to go to bed and not be too warm. So that might impact like the background noise a little bit. I'll have to see about that. I'm really hoping that this microphone will be good for whispering, because I have unfortunately found for a lot of my whispering so that